Okay, cool, awesome. Awesome. What are we doing? What are we talking about?
Alors de quoi on parle? Qu'est-ce qu'on fait?
Look at my hair. Not liking this weather, this humidity. I didn't realize it rained here.
Je sais, il pleuvait ici.
Est-ce qu'elle est contente d'être venue à Monaco?
Oh yes, this is my third time here at the television festival, and it's always such a great. So much fun, from meeting the fans to the press to hanging out with the other actors, and I always have a great time.
C'est ma troisième fois ici à Monaco et c'est toujours très agréable parce que je rencontre les fans, la presse, d'autres amis acteurs et c'est toujours un très bon moment.
Sounds much better when you say it.
No.
Yes.
I'm your Italian fan and I speak English. I hope you understand me.
Yes.
And I would say your first experience with an Italian director, Dario Argento, and Two Evil Eyes.
Yes.
And your experience, and it's more difficult record a film or series TV for an actor. It's more difficult.
Is it more difficult to do film versus television?
Je traduis, il y a d'accord. Donc j'aimerais que vous nous parliez de votre première expérience avec un réalisateur italien, Dario Argento. Et est-ce que c'est plus difficile de tourner un film ou une série?
I think it's more difficult to work in film, only because you don't have, in television you have multiple hours to reveal a character. In film you really just have 90 minutes to 2 hours. And so a lot of rehearsal and preparation have to go into that. Whereas on TV you can unfold a character's life over 7 years, and you can peel back the layers like an onion. But in film you don't have that luxury.
Je trouve que c'est plus difficile de tourner dans un film parce qu'en fait on a beaucoup de préparation à faire, mais on n'a que 90 minutes ou 2 heures pour jouer un personnage, alors que dans une série télé on a le temps de voir ce personnage se développer et on peut finalement s'accoutumer à lui, donc c'est sans doute plus simple.
What she said.
Question pour Julie. Vous êtes mon actrice préférée. Vous êtes depuis Buffy, Dexter, Desperate Housewives, Defiance, Wonder White. Quel est votre secret en fait pour tourner dans des séries qui cartonnent en fait? Vous êtes toujours dans les meilleures séries en fait du moment. Quel est votre secret pour intégrer ces séries en fait?
Okay, so you're my favorite actress of all time, and I followed you from Buffy the Vampire Slayer to Dexter and so forth. What is your secret to find the best series each time?
The magic 8-ball. You know that thing? Big? Yeah, no. Not just luck. I've been lucky. I've been very lucky. Yeah, just luck.
J'ai pas de boule magique, ça marche pas, mais par contre j'ai eu beaucoup de chance, je crois.
Quelle est sa série préférée? Par exemple, Hawaii 5-0, Dexter.
Celle dans laquelle elle a tourné alors.
Oui, bien sûr.
So, of all the series you've been in, what's your favorite?
That's hard. Difficile. I love them all. It's hard because I truly do love every role I play, except for Locust the Eighth Plague. Locust the Eighth Plague. It was a really bad movie I did for sci-fi. Awful. I'm bad in it. Don't watch it. It's terrible. It was like 15 years ago. Worst ever. Other than that, I love everything else. Yeah.
C'est très difficile parce qu'en fait j'adore vraiment tous les rôles que j'ai eus. Et il y a une exception qui est un film qui s'appelle Locust the Eighth Plague, qui doit vouloir dire Locust le 8e fléau.
Yeah, don't watch it.
Mais s'il vous plaît ne le regardez pas parce que c'était terrible, le rôle était mauvais et voilà.
Juste pour rebondir sur ma première question, la série Dexter, est-ce que, bon, évidemment il y a beaucoup de spéciaux, mais est-ce que son rôle difficile à jouer ou pas?
Just one more question concerning Dexter. There are many special effects. And what about your role? Did you find that difficult to play because it's rather dark? Or
Rita was like a perfect fit for me, and I can't explain why. I really have no idea why. But I really loved her, how fragile she was, and how, here was a woman who had been, beaten and abused and had just awful relationship, and she still had hope for love, and she still believed in like the knight in shining armor. Dexter was that for her, and so I was really attracted to her hope, that romantic side of like that no matter how much abuse she had suffered, that she still believed in love, and that was a huge attraction to me for the character, and kind of like the key into her. You have to always look for a way into a character, and that was it for me. I don't know if I answered the question, but
you did.
Okay.
En fait, Rita, c'est un personnage qui me convenait très très bien parce que c'est un personnage très fragile et en même temps, malgré tout ce qu'elle a subi, la violence, les abus, elle croit toujours au chevalier blanc, au prince charmant, et pour elle, c'est Dexter. Maybe not a very good choice.
In her mind, because she didn't know, he didn't hit her. He was nice.
Évidemment, dans son esprit, il était charmant. Et ce qui lui a permis de trouver la clé dans le personnage, la façon de s'y relier, c'est vraiment ce fait qu'elle avait toujours de l'espoir, qu'elle y croyait malgré tout.
It sounds much better in French.
It's just because of the French.
Si Rita était vivante et qu'elle avait appris pour Dexter, comment elle aurait réagi à son avis? Est-ce qu'elle serait partie?
If Rita were alive and at one point she learned about the true character of Dexter, what do you think would be her reaction? Would she leave or?
No, I don't think she would believe it. I think you could show her the show. You could sit her down and show her and say, "This is the man you are married to. This is your husband," and she'd be like, "Nope, not possible." Because when you share your life with someone, and when you create a life with someone, they have a child together, and you find out something so horrific that you don't know, and you find that out, it's really hard to then look at yourself, because then it's like, what does that say about you? What does that say about your child and this life you created? And I don't think she would be capable of believing it. I think she would stand by her man and say, no, this is not Dexter.
Donc elle y croirait pas. En fait, vous pourriez l'asseoir devant la série, lui montrer d'un bout à l'autre, et elle vous dirait non, c'est pas possible. C'est pas lui que j'ai épousé. Parce que en fait, quand on crée une vie de couple avec quelqu'un, qu'on construit quelque chose, qu'on a un enfant avec cette personne-là, si on apprend quelque chose d'horrible sur lui, alors on se dit mais qu'est-ce que ça révèle de moi? Et c'est un peu abyssal, donc elle refuserait d'y croire.
Another question.
Yes.
No, okay.
We'll come back. It's okay.
You have a record two horror films. The first where there aren't special effects, and after you record Saw, where there are special effects. The difference for an actor for the preparation, the scene, in English, the scene, yes.
The scene.
Oh, the scene.
The scene, yes.
I'm not sure what
You shot films with special effects and without
Yes.
special
Yes.
effects. Is the preparation different?
Oh, yeah. So when you're working with special effects, you you just don't ask any questions because you'll never understand. Like it's very technical when you're shooting against green screen and like on.
For you, for the preparation.
As the actor, yeah, no, you just you focus on just the acting work, but there's a lot of the physical space that you just have to accept that you're not going to understand, and you just have to you have to put your trust in the special effects team, and it can be it's very hard to do. Am I answering that? Am I answering the question? I think so. Okay.
Yeah. Is it clear?
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's you have to put your faith in these people whose specialty it is to do special effects, and you have to kind of let go of the physical space because it doesn't exist, and you're not really exactly sure what is going to exist. And you have to trust that what they say is being created is really what's going to be created.
Donc la différence entre un tournage avec ou sans effets spéciaux, c'était la question, et la réponse c'est qu'en fait quand il y a des effets spéciaux, on peut se focaliser sur son jeu d'acteur, mais c'est très difficile de faire confiance à ce qu'il y a autour parce que souvent c'est un écran vert, et donc tout ce qui concerne l'espace physique, c'est un peu plus compliqué, et il faut simplement croire que ce qu'on nous a raconté, ça va être ce qu'on verra sur l'écran.
That's exactly what I said. I can tell.
Qu'est-ce qui l'a motivé pour intégrer la Hawaï? Est-ce que c'est parce que tout c'était un rôle de flic et si vous voulez, il y a beaucoup de policiers et de gens du FBI dans la série américaine. Est-ce que c'est l'envie, le défi d'apporter quelque chose au personnage qui rendrait ce personnage inoubliable dans l'esprit des téléspectateurs, y compris ceux qui sont pas séparés?
Okay, so what was the motivation to enter the crew of Hawaii 5-0, sorry. And because there are so many cops on screen in TV series, so could an answer be that your motivation would be to create some kind of unforgettable character that no one will forget, even if they're not your fans?
She can answer the question.
Oui, c'est une bonne réponse en fait.
No, I was a big fan of Hawaii 5-0 before I joined the show. I was a fan of the original Hawaii 5-0 from my childhood. And for me, working with the cast, I think all the actors on the show are so phenomenal. I'm so impressed with their work. It was definitely very appealing to join the cast and work with these actors who I respect and admire. Also, I had never been to Hawaii. Ever. So I got to go to Hawaii. That's really nice. And also when I look at characters, I try to find strong, dynamic women to play. And it gets harder and harder the older you get. And what I like about Abby is she's not solely defined by her relationship with a man. And that's hard to find the older you get as an actress. So she's intelligent, she's smart, she can hold her own in a room full of men. She's not defined by a man. She's, and those roles are so hard. They don't write them very often, especially for women over 40. So when you find it, you grab it and you take it. You say, okay, I'm going to do this. And also to get, for me to get to work with Daniel Day Kim was a big motivation as well.
Alors, moi j'étais une fan de la série, j'étais même une fan de l'ancienne série Hawaii Police d'État que je regardais quand j'étais petite. Et j'adorais cette équipe d'acteurs, j'avais vraiment envie de travailler avec eux, je trouvais que c'était très intéressant. Et en ce qui concerne le rôle, ce qui me plaît beaucoup, c'est qu'en fait, c'est une femme qui n'est pas définie par sa relation à un homme, c'est une femme forte. Et plus on vieillit quand on est actrice, plus c'est difficile de trouver ce genre de rôle. Donc quand on a dépassé 40 ans et qu'on en trouve un, on le garde, on l'attrape et on ne peut pas s'en séparer. But you were a strong woman in Defiant.
Yes, I was. Knock on wood. I have to keep the ball rolling.
Oui, je touche du bois, mais j'ai envie que ça continue. We wish you the best for that.
Thank you.
Hi, talking about Hawaii 5.0. Now you're a regular. Your character is a regular in the show.
I'm recurring.
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 Yeah. Was it planned since the beginning, or the writers made it a regular or recurring because it works so well with the rest of the crew or the cast?
Do you have to translate?
Thank you. Donc en fait dans Hawaii 5.0 vous êtes un... Ah oui j'ai oublié et elle a eu la chance d'aller à Hawaï aussi, excusez-moi, j'ai oublié. Mais vous aviez tous compris ça. Donc le personnage est récurrent, il revient régulièrement maintenant. Est-ce que c'était prévu dès le départ ou est-ce que ça s'est fait parce que ça s'est bien passé?
I originally signed on just to do 3 episodes, and I think the motivation was they were hoping to find an actress who could continue and do more, but they weren't sure. They basically had to like test me out to make sure that I fit in and gelled with the cast, and thank God I did. So then they turned it into more episodes, but you know, like any show that's been on a long time, you don't want to disrupt the equilibrium of what works. You don't want to bring in somebody that might not fit in. You got to kind of test them out a little bit first to see. So, and they're smart to do that because they need to protect their assets, which is their cast. So they needed to make sure that they were bringing in somebody that could fit. So they weren't too married to me in the beginning. You know, they were making sure that I got along with the crew and the cast, and I fit into the way they worked the show, and you know, and I do, and I did. So that's why it turned into something more.
Donc au début, j'avais signé simplement pour 3 épisodes. Je pense qu'ils avaient eu l'idée qu'ils voulaient un personnage féminin qui revienne, mais ils avaient besoin de me tester pour voir un peu si ça fonctionnait, parce que il y a aussi l'équipe, la façon dont je m'entendrais avec les acteurs, et quand on a une série comme ça, il y a un équilibre important qu'il ne faut pas perturber, voilà, c'est ça. They're helping me translate.
You don't speak French?
Et en fait, ils ont vu que ça se passait bien, que je m'adaptais, que les atouts de la série restaient les mêmes, et j'ai eu beaucoup de chance puisque maintenant je suis un personnage récurrent.
When you were killed in Dexter,
I was killed?
Spoiler! Spoiler!
How is this news brought to you? Are you given 1 year notice? Somebody tells you you will die, or is it the day of the set? Sorry.
Well, I was lucky. I had 1 week notice.
And that's long.
That is considered long. It was very, you know, you have to understand, it's as an actor and you're playing a character for a long period of time, there's kind of like a melding of actor and character that happens. So my first reaction was, oh my God, I just lost my job. My second reaction was, who's going to raise Harrison? I was really concerned. So, you know, and that shows you kind of the, I don't know, schizophrenic life of an actor, where you have these two thoughts that are so disconnected but connected. Yeah, I was shocked. I mean, no one was more shocked than me. I did not see it coming. I did not expect it. I had no clue.
Yeah, you could have escaped.
Had I known, I would have run away. I would have continued. I would have stayed at the airport. Remember, she was going to Key West. They were going to go to the Keys and take a vacation. I would not have gone back to get my ID. Like, no. So had I had known, I was so shocked, and it was hard. It's hard to hear because we were a family, and I really loved being on the show. I did not want to be off the show. So it was a difficult time. I had to go and drink a couple margaritas, a lot, to deal with my pain. But in the end, you know, it turned out to be an extraordinary event to happen in my career. it's like what, 8 and how many years later is it? 6, 8, 7 years later, people still talk to me about it everywhere I go.
Yeah.
People still tell me they want to share their experience with me about it, and I've never had that with a character, and it's really emotional. It's really moving and meaningful. You know, it's to think that that I played a character that had such an impact on people. So.
Donc quand vous avez quitté la série, enfin quand votre personnage a été tué dans Dexter, est-ce que vous l'avez appris longtemps à l'avance? Est-ce que vous avez eu le temps de vous préparer? En fait, je l'ai su une semaine à l'avance, ce qui est considéré comme long. Et en fait, quand on joue un personnage pendant très longtemps, il y a une espèce de mélange qui se fait entre vous et votre personnage. Et ma première réaction, ça a été oh, j'ai perdu mon travail. Et ensuite, je me suis dit mais qui va s'occuper d'Arissa? C'est un peu ce qui explique que parfois on est schizophrène quand on est acteur. Mais j'ai été très choquée. Si j'avais su, je me serais effectivement enfuie avant qu'on me tue et j'aurais pas été chercher ma carte d'identité et je serais allée directement à Key West. Mais ce qui était difficile pour moi, c'est que c'était vraiment une famille d'aller sur ce plateau. Et j'ai eu vraiment de la peine, ça m'a fait un coup dur, donc j'ai été me noyer mon chagrin dans les margaritas. Et
Lots.
Not a couple, lots.
A lot. Pictures and pictures and pictures. Giant pictures.
Voilà. Et, mais ce qui est vraiment super, c'est que Dexter, ça a été un tournant dans ma carrière. C'était vraiment un événement extraordinaire. Il y a encore des gens qui viennent m'en parler, qui viennent partager leurs souvenirs ou leurs émotions avec moi. Et c'est encore très émouvant d'y penser.
Did I say all that?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. I know, I talk a lot. I'm sorry. I am like an interpreter's worst nightmare.
No, it's fine.
Dans la série No Ordinary Family, elle a des super pouvoirs, elle va très très vite. Est-ce qu'elle aimerait avoir un super pouvoir et si oui, lequel, si c'était possible? No Ordinary Family. No Ordinary Family. So
I understood that. I got that part. Just that
you
part.
just got the title. Okay. So you got superpowers and you can
Yes.
run really, really fast.
Yes.
Is there any other superpower you would choose? If you could choose
If
from
I
any
could
of them.
choose from any superpower, what would it be? I like super speed because I don't like sitting in traffic. So it'd be really nice. I also like the fact that super speed came with a super high metabolism, so you could eat whatever you want. You know, I used to say I'd want X-ray vision, but I don't know. There's some things you shouldn't see.
Alors, j'aime bien cette idée de vitesse parce que j'ai horreur des bouchons et puis en plus avec ça, ce qui est génial, c'est que le métabolisme brûle tout, donc vous pouvez manger tout ce que vous voulez. Peut-être que j'aimerais aussi pouvoir avoir une vision comme des rayons X, sauf que peut-être qu'il y a des choses qu'on ne veut pas voir chez les gens. Bon, c'est fini.
Thank you guys so much. It's so great to meet all of you. Thank
Merci.
you.